Hello, hello. This is Cynthia with Cynthia Scott Insurance Agency here in Georgia. Just bring the question to you guys. Dwell too much personally, on the demise of someone, of a child, of a family member. I mean, nobody wants to talk about that, right? But in all reality, no matter how we dress the policy up, no matter how good the dividends are, life still happens, okay? And I go back to when we all were young adults or young children, minors. One of the things that I've always seen so many times is parents, grandparents insuring their children when they are young, when they're minors. Okay, any of you guys and gals that's coming in, please share the video. Friends, family that you think would like to hear any of this. We're just having a conversation on your thoughts. I want to hear your thoughts on the subject of parents insuring their adult children. Okay, and I'm going somewhere with that. Do you think it is the responsibility of the parent to continually ensure the life of their adult child? Now, again, we go back to, and I want conversation. I want what you think. What do you feel? How do you feel as a parent that has an adult child that is uninsured? Okay, could be, living what some parents say a fast life or not. It doesn't have to be a fast life because life happens to all of us. Okay, I really want to just have the conversation, get your thoughts, get your feelings on, do you think that parents, and I say parents, but a lot of times it's the mothers that reach out to me and want to make sure that their adult child has coverage. But what do you think about that? Now, one of the things that I do know is this. Back in the day, our parents, grandparents, granted, we may have not had a whole lot of insurance, and they definitely didn't teach us much about insurance. We overheard a lot of things. We overheard the conversation with the insurance man. A lot of times it was a man. And we may even heard the conversation with them and how much coverage you need, enough to bury, and all of that stuff. But our parents and grandparents, they knew the importance, okay? They knew the importance of insuring the children, okay? So, and even when those children has gotten to be an adult, some of those parents and grandparents still have that same life policy on that child, on that adult child now. Now, I understand, and I know many of you understand, that this adult child may have a family and may have acquired some things that will cause more than a death benefit to take care of their final expenses or their responsibilities, and especially if they have children themselves. And because no one has that conversation with the parent of the child, of the adult child, that could be the only coverage that adult child has, right? And may ever have, because one, that child will quickly say, oh, my mom has it on me. And you're 40 years old, okay? You're 50 years old, and you're still talking about the $10,000 policy that your mom took out on you when you were 10, okay? But we're still talking about the importance of having life insurance. But I want to get your feelings. I want to get your thoughts on, do you think it is the responsibility, and the responsibility may be a strong word, but that's the word that I'm saying. But do you think it is a responsibility of that parent to continue to have and keep coverage on that adult child? Okay. One, that child may not be responsible. Okay. And then some could be responsible, but they just don't think that it's important. They think that they're going to live forever, and which we know is not true. But do you think that a parent should continue to insure the lives of their adult child? Okay. And at what point do they have the conversation with them? Do they finally pass that policy on to the child to pay, right? To pay for the coverage. What's your thoughts? What's your thoughts? I'll give you mine, okay? But I want to hear what you think. What do you think? How do you think that what that should look like? How it should look like, okay? Because one of the things that we do know is if there is no coverage, it could very well possibly fall back on the mother or the parent anyway, right? And I get mixed conversations. Again, I was in a conversation with an insured of mine today, and we had the conversation. Do you, is that something that you feel like you should be doing? And when something happens, we can only say then what we should have, right? But if you find out that this is all the coverage that your child has, and they're now a family with multiple children or a child of their own, I think that it is important that you have that conversation with them. Maybe nothing that you ever thought about, but having that conversation with them that son, baby, daughter, it's time for you to get your own coverage. You have a family now, okay? And all I have on you is $10,000 that I got when you were 5 years old. And this is not adequate coverage now. This is the conversation that we need to be having in our household, and particularly in the African American household, okay? And it could be in other households too. I'm sure there is, but I see it more in our community, in our families' households, okay? All right. And another thing is, that adult child has their own children, and they're married now, and then they're still only insured for that amount that mom or grandmother even had on them when they were a child. And they need to know that this is not going to cut it. The wife of the child, of your son, your adult child, needs to know, right? But these are things that they don't think about. No, once they are responsible enough to pay it, they should let them take the responsibility. Okay? All right? That's Tena's thought there, that they are responsible enough. If they're responsible enough to pay it, I do agree, because even with parents, our senior parents, okay, my mom is 73 years old, and they're even though she's retired and she doesn't require a whole lot, but it would to me, if she had to still carry my life insurance and my brother's life insurance and my sister's life insurance, that could be a lot on her, right? So, but there are many times when you do not have that child that is responsible. So what do you do? Right? So, but I do believe that strong communication, conversations about what the decision is going to be and how we're going to move forward, and making sure that you are insured in event that something happens. Okay? All right. So if any of you want to share the live, I'm going to share it out a little bit more to a few more people so we can get a little bit more conversation. But I thank you guys and gals for coming in. Yeah. So share the live and give us some likes. Give us some love. Give us some love. I know I've been gone for about a week or so, but I still love you guys, and I hope that you love me too. Okay.